For this pattern, you're going to need a velvet chenille yarn and a large blunt tapestry needle. Holding the yarn strands two at a time, drape them across your palm and weave the yarn between your fingers. Now you have one loop on each finger. Weave the yarn through your fingers again to get a second loop onto each finger. Once you have two loops on each finger, you can pick the bottom loop up and over the top loop and off of your finger. Tighten things up and push the strands down. Now you can weave the yarn around your fingers again. To add that second loop. And once you have two loops on your finger, you can knit. This is the basics of finger knitting. You'll continue knitting rows like this, weaving the yarn in and out of your fingers to get two loops onto your fingers so that you can knit. And then once you've knit a few rows, you can pull on that tail that was laying across your hand and see what kind of length you're getting. Knit until your piece is 16 inches long. Then bind off. To bind off, you'll simply take a loop off of one finger, put it onto the next finger, and knit. Take the loop off of one finger, put it onto the next finger, and knit. When you have one loop left, you can cut your yarn and thread the tail through that last loop. Now it's time to add the hair tie. You'll need one more strand of your yarn to do this. Your piece might look like a tube, but it's actually 4 flat stitches curled in on each other. If you uncurl it, you can see there's a middle part. That's where we're going to be burying the hair tie. I'll show you first without the hair tie how we're going to seam your piece. There are these loops on the very edge of your work. You're going to thread the needle underneath those loops, around and around like so. This is called the whip stitch. Now with the hair tie in place, thread the needle under each edge loop and over the hair tie to make sure it gets buried inside of your finger knitting. You can push the hair tie out of the way while you're seaming. Make sure only to work into the very edge stitches. Here's another shot of me working a different scrunchie. Rather than pushing the hair tie out of the way, I just make sure to thread the needle back through the other side of the hair tie in between passes while I'm seaming. Back through the hair tie. under the edge loop, over the hair tie, under the loop. And thread it back through. Once you start to run out of hair tie, you can scrunch up your scrunchie to reveal more of the hair tie and continue seaming. Now we have all but the 2 ends seamed, and you should have 6 loose yarn tails to contend with. I went ahead and cut mine a little shorter just to make it more manageable. Take one of the tails and seam the 2 ends together. I laid the ends on top of each other to seam them a little bit to make it less bulky. Now to manage all of the little yarn ends, you can just thread your tapestry needle again and bury them in the center of your scrunchie. And there you have it. That's how you finger knit a scrunchie. I hope you like this pattern. It's a fun DIY for all ages and all skill levels. And if you want to work on this project at your own pace, I have a blog post that clearly spells out each step. So you can check that out linked down below. If you gave this project a try, please share it with me on Instagram. I'd love to see it. Thanks for watching. Bye!